And welcome. It is already Tuesday, and I've got some forecasting issues here for you as we see a change in our weather pattern. But first, a little tour of several of our cams there, showing the cloud. Look at the dark clouds overhead in Alexandria. You see the shade cast there on the surface there as the sun goes behind the clouds. And of course, if you look, you can see those clouds kind of slowly moving from left to right, indicating southerly flow in the atmosphere. Stellies in LeBeau seeing some clouds along the horizon there. Otherwise, it's pretty clear in that direction. Go down there and get you something good to eat if you got the chance. Gina was Sinlaw Broadcasting cam there, still showing some clouds there. Mostly sunny, but these clouds, of course, still moving from left to right. This is moving from the south to the north as far as the moisture is concerned, and going on the other part of the area up in Natchitoches. So we have some clouds mixing with sunshine in that direction, and so kind of a lazy movement from south to north of the cloudiness. So this is all unmistakable signs that the Gulf of Mexico is open for business. And if that doesn't convince you, here's the proof, folks. Radar, some showers in central Louisiana for the first time this month, I think, in many locations. Now, I did have a trace at my house, and there was some rain on October 1st. So it's been a while, to suffice it to say. We've got a little closer look here for you. These showers, because of two things, some surface heating, which kind of bubbles up the atmosphere, and then the southerly flow. Many times what happens is when the southerly flow, you notice how they increase today, bringing moisture off the Gulf of Mexico, and you have little convergent boundaries. As that wind comes in, it kind of converges along narrow zones, and that's where you get these little isolated showers come in. They're pretty quick movers. They're small, but they are showers, and we can see it moving across some of that into southern Rapides Parish now. Volos Parish affected. In extreme south LaSalle, we've got Evangeline, St. Landry getting into the action, and even earlier on the 3-hour loop, I can see a little bit there across northwest Beauregard Parish. So this is why I keep 10% in the forecast. Some folks don't mention 10s, but hey, I'm a believer in the old 10. We got it today. Surface upper level system. This is the upper flow at about 5,000, about 500 millibars, which is about 20,000 feet above the surface. Meteorologists, forecasters call that the steering level. So the steering level brings one system out of the southwest, and that energy traverses across the Rockies into the plains. That process is happening right now. That is why the moisture is coming in from the Gulf of Mexico here. And what happens is, as this energy moves across the Rockies and into the plains, it causes the surface pressure to fall all across this area. And so that creates a deficit of pressure on the continent and a surplus of pressure across the Gulf of Mexico. And what happens is the wind is driven by what's called the pressure gradient force. A pressure difference will drive the wind. In this case, it drives the wind right out of the Gulf of Mexico and into the United States. That is why you're seeing the clouds today. That's why you saw the showers, and that's why you noticed the wind picking up a little today. Now, that's not the only system. We have a second system behind that, which is going to be a major system as well, and it's going to do the same thing as the other system. It's going to keep rain chances going, as remember, the presence of this going to keep the surface pressure falling across the continent, the Gulf. There's less fall of pressure there, so the pressure is higher, and it's going to continue to drive moisture in. So after a pretty decent weekend, we'll see rain chances on the uptick again first part of next week. So rain coming this week, Wednesday through Friday is the time frame. The main events, I think, will be Thursday, Friday time frame. Most amounts during that 3-day period, about a ½ inch to 1.5 inches. Maybe doesn't sound too right, but we've got a drought to overcome. So that's going to take some of the energy out of this rain system. Peak amounts could reach 2 to 3 inches. I think I was pretty much on target with my forecast of this yesterday, so I'm just kind of repeating that as it remains valid. But certainly if it needs to change, I will change it. Look at this energy. Here's that southeasterly flow, then a southwesterly flow right here. So you see just a huge system here across the western United States. Again, indicative of that pattern change that we must have to happen if we're going to get rain. Futurecast, going through, kind of walking you through next day and a half or so. We see Wednesday morning some rain chances, mainly across the western portion of the area, and that will continue off and on throughout the day Wednesday, with the western areas favored, eastern areas less favored there. And then moving into Thursday morning, Halloween morning, we see rain chances kind of hit and miss, especially across the western parishes again that day. But as Halloween wears on, we get into the evening hours, that will increase, get better organized, and head eastbound. And I think eventually most everybody will see some rain sometime on Thursday on Halloween day. All right, Wednesday rainfall pattern only. This is just for tomorrow. Notice the distinct difference across the western areas where we see higher rain chances. You go east of I-49, the rain chances start decreasing. Only 10% do I have in there for Jonesville, Faraday, Vidalia, and portions of Catahoula, Concordia parishes. We got 20 cents worth in Avoyelles, 20% in St. Landry. But as you head west, I go up to 50, even 60% in DeRidder. So that is where the moisture appears to be coming back. The moisture track will be much better west of I-49 than it will be east of I-49. So therefore, that's why I have this pattern set up. How much rain will you get tomorrow? If you get the rain, I think less than a ½ inch for most folks, but a few rain gauges I think could pick up somewhere between 1 to 2 inches out of this deal, because there will be some potential along I-49 and west of some couple of thunderstorms, and you know they can dump some brisk rain, and so that's where those totals are coming from. Satellite energy back down into the Caribbean, where we continue to see vigorous convection right here in the southwest part there. Now, remember, as I explained yesterday, that strong vertical motion associated with those enhanced cloud tops areas, it's pushing the cloud tops high, and so that's why you get these colors there. So it pushes it high and kind of leaves a deficit of air at the surface. So that encourages low pressure development when you have strong convection like this. And we're still anticipating the development of some type of area of broad low pressure across maybe the central or southwestern or western Caribbean, somewhere in this general vicinity over the next several days sometimes. And the National Hurricane Center still has a 40% chance of a tropical cyclone, a depression or stronger, developing over in that area. All right, let's move on to the 7-day. All the details you wanted. 30% chance of rain average for Wednesday. I outlined that, remember, all the way from 10% in the east, 60% to the west, and 50%. Halloween forecast, 90% chance of rain. Some thunderstorms will be mixing in there. Yes, I do think this rain will coincide with trick-or-treat hours. Maybe not everywhere or all the time, but I think you're certainly going to have to make some alterations to plans and kind of really keep up with that to dodge that stuff. The rain hangs out Friday as a little front kind of drops into the area. I think a good bit of that would be over with by Friday evening footballs, but previous rain will be on the fields, so the fields could be muddy so it may be even still damp. 78 degrees for your high on Friday. Then the weekend comes. We see that the rain chances go down, a little warm up during the day, a little downturn in temperatures at night, 20% each day. Fall back Saturday night. Remember that, folks. We are going back to standard time there this weekend, and you get your extra hour of sleep Sunday morning. Monday and Tuesday, rain chances on the uptick once again from that western system that I explained. Temperatures still warm. In fact, all the way across the board, temperatures remain a good bit higher than they should be here as we close out October and open up November. And Tuesday, as you know, is election day. Right now, it looks like scattered rain in central Louisiana for election day. All right, that's all I have for you for this weathercast. Nick Nicholas will see you in the morning, and of course I'll be back with you about this time tomorrow. Take care and hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.